Hello and welcome to Ms. K's Book Corner. Today I'm going to show you fun interactive ways of teaching shapes to your child or student with varied abilities. Let's get started. So for this activity, we need glue, scissors, highlighters or markers, and I already have some shapes that I have already started and cut out. I have some circles, some rectangles, squares, and triangles. But here are a few ideas. On this sheet of paper, I have circle, square, triangle, and a rectangle. Now, for your student or child, you could have the child match the shapes. Where can you find the triangle? Can you match it? Triangle, very good. How about the square? Nice. Circle and rectangle. So that's one way you could teach your child about the basic shapes and have them learn about it. Or you could do only one shape at a time. Depends on the level of your child. So you can do only circles, for instance, different sizes. And you could have them point to the circle. Do you see another circle? So that's another way. Let me show you another way that you could make this very interactive with your student or child. So you could match, put 4 shapes down and match. That was one way. You could work with one shape at a time. And what you could do also is have your student cut out or your child cut out the shapes. You can highlight the shape. Go around it with an highlighter. You could ask the student what's their favorite color, and you could use that color as well. You could use any color. You could use different colors. You could use the same color. This activity not only asking them to identify the shape, but it helps them to work on their cutting skills. So you would say to the child, can you find the rectangle? So remember, rectangles have 4 sides, 2 long and 2 short. Rectangles have 2 short sides and 2 longer sides. Can you find that shape? Very good. Now you ask the student to cut out that shape. And this is where they start to work on their cutting skills. And it's okay if they don't do it perfectly. And this line, the highlighted line that you put around it, helps them to follow. As well, if they're advanced, they could follow the lines of the shape. But some students like to cut the beautiful colors. Okay, so that's one way to make it interactive as well. And you could go over all the shapes, having them identify and cut. Now, another fun way to teach the students about their basic shapes is by using things around the home or in the classroom. Caps. You can use the caps of any empty bottles, such as water bottles or milk bottles. And all I did was glue it down on a piece of paper. You can make it more sturdy by using a construction paper. Circle. Can you point to another circle? And you could have the kids turn. This activity, they're identifying and they're working on their fine motor. This is a skill that is not easily attained. It's not easy skill to uncap a bottle cap. And this helps them in the future to open the water bottle for themselves. And turn. Circle. What's inside? Wow, it's another circle. So you can cut fun shapes out. Colorful papers, you could use colorful papers and cut shapes out and put it inside. And shapes. So those are circles. So this is one way that you could make it interactive. You could come up with other ideas. And if you wanted to lead into, like, say, oval, you could say this is an oval. It's not a circle. And then you could lead into that activity. Again, you can, just to isolate shapes from each other, you could just put lines around it. A circle. Circle. So these are some ways that you could make interactive shapes and make it fun for your students. So let's just review quickly. So we had matching. We could match shapes. Students could match the shapes. Students could identify the shapes and cut by working on their cutting skills. You could create just shapes, isolate the shapes by working only on rectangles. You could also have I need to make a book, my book of shapes. Make a small one. Could have the students cut. This is an important skill, cutting. You write, my book of shapes. My book of shapes. My book of shapes. So this is another fun way to teach your student about shapes, basic shapes. And as the students do the shapes, say for instance, rectangle, you give them a reward of a rectangle in their book. And this would mean that they already did this shape. They have mastered the rectangle. And you could write rectangle, rectangle. And then they could use their pencil and go over it. If they're beginning writers, let them trace it. Right? Just like that. And as they go through the shapes, you keep on adding shapes. Circle, and so on and so forth. Also, to make the shape pop, I usually like to put a line around it. Could be the same color as the paper to make it stand out. My book of shapes. For beginning readers, you can also, with the shapes, you can put the beginning sound of each shape on the shape as it is. So for instance, circle. Circle starts with a C. Also letter recognition. C for circle. S for square. R for rectangle. And T for triangle. T for triangle. So again, you could write the letters of each beginning sound of the shapes. C for circle, S square, R rectangle, T for triangle for the beginning readers. And each time the child mastered the shape, you place it in their book. And when they're finished with all their basic shapes, they will have a book of shapes that they will be very proud of. You can make it interactive with things around the home as well. And you work on their fine motor by gluing it down. Yeah. You could place other shapes inside, like I had something soft fabric so the student won't get hurt in any way. And they could pull it out. Circle. So you could place different shapes inside. But this was a circle shape activity. You could do matching. So you could match the shapes. Find the rectangle. Match. Where is the triangle? So those were some fun interactive activities to teach your child or student about basic shapes. See you soon at Ms. K's Book Corner for more fun activities.